All right, what's up? Good morning, everybody. Just 2 days away from the Thanksgiving holiday, so I was a little weary about what the opportunities were going to be like today, but actually, overall, there were some decent moves out there in the market. Hopefully, that continues tomorrow, which is the last trading day before the holiday on Thursday, so that will remain to be seen. But what an interesting day today! I started off with a really good trade, then I had a second really good trade, and then somehow I got into a trade I didn't even know I was in. So let's find out what happens. Let's trade.
Go!
Okay, so the first trade of the day I was looking at today was XL. You can see it on the scanner right here below me, hitting up into a 35 there on the intensity scanner. And I was looking at the range here and I was like, I don't really love the range, so I want to get at least up into the 630s. And if it gets up into there, I can actually start this one with a bit more size than I usually do. So I load up 400 shares there and I'm looking for that speed move up through the 630s. And here it comes right here. So there's that speed move. I get the 400 shares out there and I get a fill at 635. So pretty happy with that fill overall. It's made a big pop up off of the open, which is down around 550. But it's a $5 stock. I don't play them too often. So as soon as we get a nice little pullback there, I take half shares off because I know I have more shares to play with in this instance. So 200 off there. I then take another 100 off, just hitting the cover 50% quick button there each time. So I'm already down to 100 shares, up $62 on the trade. And now I'm starting to see it kind of hang over the $6 range. And so I take another 50 shares off there. And at this point, my daughter, my 2-year-old, is at home sick with me and she's yelling for me. So I'm just like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to put a stop in on these remaining 50 shares. And I just kind of pick a spot here at 620 where when I'm gone, even if it stops me out, I'm still going to be money on those final 50 shares. So that's what I do. I put the stop out there at 620 and then I'm actually gone when it gets me stopped out about 2 minutes later. And it will take me out here for those final 50 shares, taking me out at 620. But making $86 on the first trade of the day on a $5 stock, getting a little bit bigger size. Pretty happy with that. The second and technically should have been final trade of the day was here on SE. You can see it down on the second scanner, the negative I3 scanner, hitting up into the 30s as well on this big down move. I'm looking at the 280 mark and I'm looking at the candles. I'm like, it didn't make that big fast move quite yet. So if it makes the big fast move there through 280, I'm going to go ahead and try and get a long. So there I go. I get long there, 50 shares at 278.11. That ends up being almost a complete bottom tick. Only missed it by like 20 or 30 cents on a stock that just moved 15 points. So that is a pretty good entry. And then I'm looking at the rebound here. I'm like, all right, it's rebounded in my favor pretty quickly. So I sell half of my shares there using the hot button again. So I'm down to 25 shares. And I'm now going to look for another 25 over 282, which I'm going to set up on my limit order. And this is where things kind of started going downhill in my brain because for some reason I thought I had started with 100 shares. So what I was thinking in my head at the time was I'm going to sell another 25 out here if we get up over 282 and then try and let the remaining 25 run, not realizing stupidly that I only had 25 left total. So we'll see what happens here with these remaining 25 shares as the stock keeps bouncing in my favor. Already up $73 on that first just 25 shares. So there it is. I sell out the entire position for plus 170, but in my brain thinking that I still have 25 shares left. So now if you watch my cursor, I'm going to move my cursor down to my hot buttons, thinking I still have 25 shares, and I'm just going to close this out if it looks like it's going to come back down under 280. So I'm ready there in my brain to sell out what I think is my remaining 25 shares that I have. But I hit the button and then quickly realized that I am now short 100 shares, which I did not even know that that button would do that. But I then quickly see what happened and I cover it and I blessing make like 50, 60 bucks there on that trade. So I'm gonna have to look into my code on the buttons. I didn't know that it would actually do something there if I didn't have A full position. I guess it just defaulted to what I have my default shares set at, which is 100. So got kind of lucky there. But overall, that was a good trade idea, and I was hoping to be able to let some shares ride a little bit more. This actually did rebound all the way back up to like 288, 290 somewhere on this bounce before it fell down throughout the rest of the morning. But on that trade, making 230, and that's gonna do it for my day. So two trades today on a holiday week, making $320. Pretty happy with that overall, other than the mistake of the overselling my shares and having that 100 shares short that I didn't mean to have, which actually ended up working. It was a pretty successful day, so I'm pretty happy with that. If you guys are interested in the scanners, check out the link down in the description below. 20 to 30% off every single month, depending on which option you choose with code GDTISW. I'm going to trade tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. If we don't get anything, there won't be a video. We'll see what it's like heading into the holiday. And then Friday, I don't know if I'm going to try and trade or not on Friday because I have a feeling it's going to be pretty dead in the market on Friday. But if I don't see you between now and then, have a great Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.